The resources for mental health are not really, really strong right now in the country, unfortunately, for anybody. And if you look at the movements in adoption, there's a real call for adoption smart mental health professionals. The National Survey of Adoptive Parents, I think, indicated that about 20% of the families are in counseling at this point in time. But what you want to do is find an adoption smart counselor, and they are out there. Your adoption agency, facilitator, attorney should be able to connect you or provide services to you in the way of support. And maybe it's just information. Maybe it's just saying, this is not uncommon to have these depressive symptoms for a period of time. A new study by Johns Hopkins, actually, that spanned a year, the lead investigator was Dr. Payne. She found, and her colleagues, that within the first 4 weeks of adoptive mothers who had adopted an infant under 12 months of age, that almost a third, 27%, experienced significant depressive symptoms. That's quite astounding. She tracked it then. At the end of that year, it was down to about 12%, which is right on target with the statistics you see with postpartum depression. There are resources out there. They're still evolving, though. And I would encourage the parents to keep one thing in mind if they are hesitant to seek help. Research also shows us in particularly the literature with birth children, but there is a study by Tully that tracked adoptive children in households with depressed parents. It really has negative impacts on the children. Everything in birth children from lower IQ scores to less health care received. There are really significant impacts on the children when a parent is depressed. The parent's less engaged, they're struggling. You get into a vicious cycle of guilt upon guilt upon guilt. So it's if you're feeling smothered, panic-stricken, what's happening to me, keep in mind that when you help yourself, you're helping your child. That being said, advocacy again is really important to put yourself out there. I spoke to one adoptive mother who did not have success the first time she went to see a counselor. The counselor was not really familiar with the dynamics of adoption. And even to the point where she said, well, just, quote, give her back. That's not the kind of counselor, obviously, that you want to go to. Now, this was a very proactive mom who recognized her symptoms, knew she needed help. She went back to her adoption agency, who was able to network and provide her with the name of a counselor who was familiar with dynamics in adoption. And she got a lot of healing accomplished through counseling, and she's a very, very happy mother right now. In fact, when I spoke with her, she made sure it was not during the time that she really appreciated interacting with her daughter at bedtime reading to her. So we had to schedule our conversation when it wasn't that precious time.